Hey everybody, welcome to the Vault Excel. This is harrowing news about this young lady. No updates, rather. Miss Hannah Kobayashi. Let's get the latest developments. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below this video. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are welcome during the live stream. KTLA5 is the source.
Our top story at 6:30. It has been 3 weeks since we first reported the disappearance of a Maui woman passing through LA.
Her family now speaking out this morning, saying the investigation is not going how they'd hoped. KTLA's Jacqueline Sarkeesian live in Hollywood this morning with why they're pointing fingers at police. Hi, Jacqueline.
Wow, crazy.
Hi, good morning to both of you. Yes, this woman missing is Hannah. Like you guys mentioned, it's been more than 3 weeks since she was last seen at LAX. Now, her mother and sister releasing a statement on Facebook last night claiming investigators are reporting false information about the case and that there's been a lack of communication between the family and those investigators. Now, let's show you a little more of that statement. Like I mentioned, this was posted on Facebook. The sister, Hannah Kobayashi, goes on to say, quote, "The lack of communication surrounding some important details has left us feeling excluded from potentially crucial developments. However, we do remain optimistic that the Los Angeles Police Department is doing everything in their power to assist us in locating Hannah." It's been a little more than 3 weeks since Hannah was last seen. She's from Maui and flew from Hawaii to LA for a short layover as she was heading to visit her aunt in New York City on November 8th. However, she never got on that connecting flight. According to family, she went on to a LeBron James event at the Grove 2 days after missing her flight. She texted family members saying she was scared and frustrated. Her phone was then pinged back to LAX the next day, but her last known location was the Pico Metro station near Crypto.com, where she was seen with an unknown person. From that point on, authorities and family started searching for Hannah, her father even flying to LA to help.
Please come back, Hannah. You know, we love you. So many people love you. You're just a beautiful girl, inside, outside. You know, just reach out if you can at all.
Shortly after the father spoke, things really took a turn for the worst. A week ago today, Ryan Kobayashi was found dead in a parking lot near LAX, right where the search was centered. LAPD says he died by suicide. It's been reported that the police department determined Hannah intentionally missed her flight to New York. Her sister and mother disagree. According to the LA Times, the flight tickets were purchased by Hannah's ex-boyfriend before they broke up. They decided to go on the trip anyways because he could not get the money back. The plan was to go their separate ways once landing in New York. As far as search goes, the sister says the family is looking in all parts of LA County as well as San Diego County. We did reach out to LAPD for an update, but have yet to hear back. Reporting live from Hollywood, Jacqueline Sarkeesian, KTLA 5 News.
KTLA 5 is the source. So we have an ex-boyfriend that wasn't a picture, allegedly. Tickets purchased for a concert in New York. He went his way. We don't know where she is. And allegedly, he made it to New York for the last reading. He made it to New York. So we don't have to focus that there was some hanky-panky or something nefarious with the ex-boyfriend. Bought tickets, couldn't refund them, blah, blah, blah. The family is upset at the police, I guess, for false information. That's last I read as well, that this information that she was seen with someone on her travels in LA. Allegedly, that's not true. So this is what I always tell everybody about a story, which you all are supposed to know this anyway. Everything's about a version. So the news only reports what law officials have told them and what they've gathered. And the news will report people who come to them with information, such as family, friends, neighbors, eyewitnesses. So you have to decide what you believe from outsiders, people in the story, family, friends who spoke to the person, whomever, and then what law officials have gathered. That's what you have to bank on at this moment and in any story dealing with true crime. So what am I supposed to believe? The police don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they saw. They don't know what they've seen in surveillance. And actually, if you see people walking and talking, you've got her on video talking to someone, conversing. That doesn't mean she knows them. So I'm going to say that. Doesn't mean she knows the person. You got to bring a receipt. She is talking to someone on camera and she knows this person or people. Anybody can strike up a conversation with a person. Anybody can walk up to a person and start talking. People can walk and talk. That don't mean they know each other. So why would law enforcement say she was with someone? Weird conversations in her text messages. She didn't leave emojis behind and talking to one friend. I did read those text messages that are now reported by the New York Post to the New York Post. Once again, a version. She talks to me, but she didn't leave emojis in her conversation. I'm trying to talk to her. I'm trying to get an understanding where she is, what's going on with her, with the identity situation. She's not explaining herself. So was this somebody else, or is there something wrong with Hannah mentally? What is the truth? Let's get down to business. Welcome to the Vault XL. Woo! Smoke in the city. Money green, baby, money green. I said, let me put on some clothes because I rarely wear my clothes when, I'm at home lounging. And so I said, no, we have got to stop this because you've already thrown out a lot of clothes, this weekend to get rid of, just so I can make room in the closet. And I said, you bought these clothes for a reason. You have got to wear them even if you're not going anywhere, queen. So that should be a stickler for everybody. You buy something, you wear it anyway. You wear it if you're not going anywhere. If you're just walking around the house, now I don't advise cooking in your good clothes or washing dishes, but you understand what I'm saying. Wear your clothes. That's what they are for. That's what they are for. Just like anything you purchase, use your things. You only live once. Can't take it with you. All right, let's get down to business, everybody, about Miss Hannah. I've got some of her information stored. Oh, I was going to talk about John Bonet, but this might run over. I'll do John Bonet tomorrow. This is all too much for me. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Jesus web. We're going to talk about the final text messages. New York Post is the source. NewYorkPost.com. Thank you for joining me. Where is this young lady? Hannah Kobayashi's phone, 1101. I have stuff of value. I think it says here. I can't really tell because I've got yesterday written over it. This is the person talking to her. You can go to the police, to the DMV. There are resources, 404. Hannah. I just need to rest. I think I'll think better, 405. Person, friend. Yeah, I'm really confused, 405. Hannah. But it's very complicated, 405. Friend. Did you get catfished? At 406. Hannah. Major's underworld shit, girl. This is way beyond me, 406. Friend. Did you get catfished by some dude you were talking to on the internet, 407. Hannah. No, we met. I can't explain all of it. Just please be open with this, please, 4:08 p.m. Friend. She says, if you can't explain it, then question mark, exclamation point. On November 11th, Kobayashi texted her mother saying she had not arrived in New York. It's the last time the family has heard from her. Hannah Kobayashi, 3:59. I might go to a homeless shelter. Friend. You should go back to Maui, 3:59. Hannah. I literally can't love. 3:59. Wow, that's deep. Friend. You shouldn't be spending money to continue traveling. You have a home and you need to go back to it. Yes, you can. Where's your ID? At 4 p.m. This is Hannah. I have it and my passport, 4 p.m. Friend, go buy a plane ticket to Maui at 4 p.m. Hannah, It's a really long story, hun. 401. Friend, I can't help if I don't know what's going on. If you have ID, you can buy a ticket. Go to the counter at Hawaiian Airlines, 4:01 p.m. Then unanswered voice call, 4:01 p.m. So I'm assuming the friend is trying to voice call Hannah and no reply. What the hell is going on? Hannah, 5:29 a.m. on a Monday. Hi, loves. I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm charging my phone and heading back to the airport to get to NYC. I might need some help getting there. It's a long story. I'll keep you posted. I think I still have my hotel room. What is really going on here? Spiritual awakening. Think I still have my hotel room. Is this Hannah speaking to people via her cell phone? I don't know. Oh, wow. Let's start at the beginning of this. New York Post is the source. Friends of missing Hawaii woman Hannah Kobayashi think the final string of text messages that family members and friends received from the photographer's cell phone are suspect and didn't sound like her. I had text messages with her, and the ones on those screenshots do not feel like her. Ariana Ursia, 30, Hawaiian-based freelancer, told the Post. She met Kobayashi in 2017 at the Whole Foods she worked at Maui. All the texts I have with her, they have emojis. She has a very distinct way of messaging, Ursia said, noting Kobayashi would typically end messages with heart emoji, stars, butterflies, waves, rainbows, and the like. She also said that Kobayashi, while a genuine free spirit, isn't someone to just casually disappear. I personally have always felt like I can rely on her. She's genuinely one of the most caring people I know. If it was voluntarily that she went missing, she would have made it known. She would have made it known that she was texting, said Ursia, who said she last spoke with her friend on October 17th. I don't feel like it's her to make people concerned. She wouldn't just ghost out of nowhere. Usually at parties, she's the one that will make sure she says bye to her friend, she added. So I'm going to repeat what she said. I don't feel like it's her to make people concerned. Okay. She was literally messaging me about Burning Man 2025 next year. She was literally posting about New York in October when she was going in November. She loved dreaming and making those dreams happen. Kobayashi flew from Maui to Los Angeles November 8th and was slated to depart on a connecting flight to New York City, where she planned to visit her aunt 42 minutes later. Now, police are saying that she intentionally missed her flight. That is the new information from law enforcement. The family disagrees. So the family is at odds with law enforcement about their statements about this flight to New York, that she intentionally missed it. They have her moving around the airport, talking to airline people. So we need to know, what did she say to the airline people specifically to bring a receipt that she intentionally missed her flight? Is this why they're saying that? Because of what the airline people told them she did or didn't do. Because one's going to question. You leave the airport, you run around the city, and you come back to the airport, but you don't catch a flight or wait on a flight. So that's going to be suspect. So we need to know what she said and did when she returned to the airport. This is a mess. She and her ex-boyfriend were booked on the same flights, but were expected to part ways once they arrived to New York. Kobayashi's sister, Cindy Kobayashi, told CNN last week. But Kobayashi never made the second flight. On November 9th, Kobayashi was then seen at a bookshop an hour away from Los Angeles. Now that's a lot. 1 hour away from LA, You don't know anybody in LA? You're not familiar with LA? So let's ask that question. Has she ever been to LA before? Does she know somebody in LA? Has she been talking to somebody in LA or in the surrounding area of LA? Does somebody plan to meet her in California, period? So you got to ask all those questions too. Because this is some strange stuff going on here. Once again, she never made the second flight to New York. On November 9th, Kobayashi was seen last, as I said, at the bookshop, an hour away from the airport. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald said the investigation determined missing her connecting flight was intentional, the Sun reported. Did she intentionally not board her flight? Did she intentionally get out of that airport to walk around, sightsee for whatever reason? For whatever reason. Because I'm getting the understanding that there should have been a connecting flight coming or on its way when she got off the LA flight. So ask that question. What time was the New York flight arriving after she got off the Hawaii plane flight? November 10th, a YouTube video surfaced showing Kobayashi at the LeBron trial event at the Nike store in the Grove, Los Angeles. Kobayashi shared an image of the event on her Instagram. So right here, it looks like she's doing her thing. She's lucid to take pictures, smile, talk. November 11th, Kobayashi texted her mother saying she had not arrived in New York. Text messages from November 11th sent from her phone to friends and family have also surfaced. Deep hackers wiped my identity, stole all of my funds, have had me in a mind fuck since Friday, one text message to a friend said. And another one said, I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds for someone I thought I loved. So that goes back to the comment she made about not being able to love. So here are two different comments about love. Very strange now. Is this her talking about love to these people? How many people did she call and talk to talking about love? I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds for someone I thought I loved, quote unquote. This is bizarre. Did somebody steal her identity and her money off her bank card, Cash App card, whatever cards she had? How many cards did she have with her? Will we find out someone has been fraudulently using her cards, using her identity, her ID? Is she alive? I don't know. Another red. I'm just really scared, love. And the Redwoods is calling me. I know I meant to be there. I'm being guided there like you have before. I risk my freedom if this goes wrong for me, hon. She also sent her aunt, this is crazy. She also sent her aunt in New York Pigeon a text saying, I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening, Pigeon said. The ex-boyfriend, who has not been officially named, reportedly made it to New York. So now the posts are letting you know as well. He did make it to New York. Kobayashi's former roommate, Alyssa Peterson, 29, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied, who lived with her for 3 months in 2022 in Maui, also told the Post that she's suspicious of the text messages. So now we have somebody else suspicious of this text message at 5:29 a.m. on a Monday. I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm charging my phone and heading back to the airport to get to NYC. I might need some help getting there. It's a long story. I'll keep you posted. I think I still have my hotel room. Is this Hannah speaking? I don't know. What was most concerning was the use of the word hun. She does say loving words like that, but it felt kind of cryptic, her message, said Peterson, who once ran a floral design business with Kobayashi and last spoke to her October 5th. Since Hannah was heard from last November 11th, the internet has been speculating over her whereabouts, with some alleging she was brainwashed by a cult or blackmailed by African hackers. Her father, Ryan Kobayashi, 58, died of an apparent suicide on Sunday, November 24th, 6 days after his daughter was reported missing. The Los Angeles County medical examiners confirmed Monday that he jumped from an LA parking garage while looking for his missing daughter. So now they're saying 6 days after she went missing, he killed himself. Well, I thought He was there for almost 2 weeks, 13 days. So which is it? I don't think anybody's getting the information right. Repeat this again. Ryan Kobayashi, 58, died of apparent suicide Sunday, November 24th, 6 days after his daughter was reported missing. Lord have mercy. It feels really weird how cryptic the messages are, considering how not cryptic Hannah is. At least the Hannah I know, Ursula said. I pray she's still alive. I don't know what to say. Hello, everybody. Now, that's a question I do have pertaining to the tickets. When did he purchase the tickets? How long have they been broken up? He allegedly made it to his destination. Did he ever leave the airport? So you have to ask all those questions. I'm not here to accuse anyone of anything because I'm doing what you're supposed to do when you first hear a story. You're supposed to assess the situation. So I'm assessing the situation with the information that's been given. And the information is all over the place. So, one, who is Hannah Kobayashi? That's first and foremost. Who is she? What is she about? Is she mentally stable? Is she on meds? Is she schizophrenic? Is she bipolar? Does she have an ailment not diagnosed? Ailment that's diagnosed? If so, does she take meds? Medicine for anything else? What was she going through before she left Hawaii? So you have to ask all those questions. Because you can't get to the truth until you know who she is. And the one thing we've learned about people is that you don't know people. And perhaps people don't know her. I don't know if she's alive. I don't know if she's deceased. I don't know if she met with foul play. I don't know if she was hacked. I don't know if she gave somebody some money. I don't know if she went on this trip and lied and said she's going to New York but went to meet somebody in LA. I don't know if somebody talked to her on her journey while going to LA. See, you got to know all those things. You got to have her phone to know who she was talking to from the moment she planned the trip, boarded the plane in Maui to LA. You got to know who she was talking to because you could talk to 50,000 people from Maui to LA, from LA on the ground. The hotel, what do you have on her? Did she formally check out of her room or did you have to go knock on the door and nobody was there? See, that's going to show you cause as well. Stay woke. You want to get to the truth? You go to all points checked pertaining to Hannah. And the best way to get to the truth is the airport. Her phone, data on her phone, who she talked to, conversations, when she went back to LAX, what did she say to the counter person? Did she ask for another flight? Did she ask for a refund on a flight? Did she seem disoriented? How was she talking? See, all that's going to matter. What was said to her and she exited, where did she go when she left the airport again? That would make you believe she was not trying to go to New York. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. As I said, I'm not here to say that this is a ruse, this is a fraud. But what I am saying, if I'm wanting to go to New York, I've been anticipating going to this concert. I'm going to go. So this is why I said you have to, one, know her. Number two, you have to know what time the New York flight was supposed to land in Los Angeles. When she got off the first flight, was it already there or she had to wait 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3? Some would say, well, she must have had to wait a while. That's why she walked around the city. See, we don't know because we don't know her. So somebody needs to bring a receipt about the New York flight to make all this make sense. What time did the flight get there? Did it get there? Well, it had to have gotten there because the boyfriend made it to New York. Ding, ding, ding. Pay attention. Did the boyfriend try talking to her while mid-flight to New York and when he touched down to New York? Did he have any conversations with her when he boarded the New York flight, got to New York? Did he try to call her at any point? What does he have to say about her missing? What is his demeanor? Ask all the questions. As I said, I'm not here to point the fingers at anyone because I don't know this young lady. I don't know what she was going through. I don't know if she was on a spiritual awakening. I don't know if she was hacked. I don't know who she talked to when she was on the ground. I don't know anything. I just know this is a very bizarre story. What will be sad is if indeed this is a ruse and her father has killed himself trying to find his daughter. I also said, what is the relationship between the father and the daughter? You need to ask all those questions as well. Why would this man kill himself 1 week to 2 weeks in for searching for his daughter? Was the father known to be depressed, suicidal before the daughter went missing? Say, well, people go missing every day and people do not kill themselves because their children, mother, father, sister, brother is missing. People do it when they're dead. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, did you hear that? Anybody woke out there? The father died on the 24th. Her last conversations is the 11th. Pay attention. This is why I don't make any assumptions. Because I don't want to say what I was thinking. I'm going to let it play out. Watch the timeline. The truth is in the timeline. Something off. And I don't want to say yet because I want to be respectful to the family. Something off. Once again, is this a ruse to get attention or she has a mental problem? They said a week ago the father died. Sunday. Her last conversation is the 11th. So that's 13 days out. Very weird. Hello, Byron. Byron, you're probably just as lost as everybody. 30 minutes between flights. He did not talk to her supposedly. Yeah. Don't know how you doing. If she wants to be off the grid, why did she post on Instagram? You got to talk to her, sweetie. See, we've seen a few of these cases where it was a ruse. The person misled their family and friends, and people thought they knew them. I'm not here to say this is her because, as I said, I don't want to say anything disrespectful that I have to, retract. All I'm saying is you always pay attention to the details because that's where the truth lies, is in the details. And what did I tell you about true crime? The truth is always at the beginning of the story. Okay? That's where the truth lies, is at the beginning of the story. So you have to pay attention to the story. Now, as I said, can the police get things wrong? Dates, time, names, news, repeat something, report something, not factual, fraudulent, of course, because everything's a version. And the thing about people is that you're not going to know the whole truth about a person. Nobody's going to sit here and tell you their every waking thought. Some of us are talkative. We tell stuff we ain't got no business telling. So you got to know who she is to know that what is being repeated is the truth. But see, the thing about the truth is about perception. Come on, Queen. My perception of you, somebody ain't got the same perception of you because we each deal with you differently. Same with dealing with Queen. That's where the truth lies. Who is Hannah? Wow, wow, wow. I mean, it seems maybe she was flighty or a free spirit. But as her friend said, not free enough to ghost the world. Sounds like she ran into problems about someone taking all her money on that text. She might have been targeted by scammers or thought this person was a friend. That is where they should start. Well, that's why I said you need her phone. You need her phone. See who she's been talking to before going to LA. While in LA, sees her records, see who she's been talking to, check all bank statements, see if she routed money anywhere, sent any money anywhere from cash out, bank accounts, see if anybody's opened up any credit cards in her name. That's how you're going to get to the truth to what happened to Hannah. If her account is cold, there's no movement, there's no fraud, there's nobody opening accounts, then that's part of the story that's already been answered. So really that's what you got to wait on. Her bank statements to see if there's movement by someone, somebody, anybody going into a bank ATM, pretending to be her, using her ID, passport. That's how you're going to get to the truth. Phone data and bank accounts. No movement on bank accounts, no money transferred, no money stolen, no money sent anywhere. Then that means Hannah was not telling you the truth. Or something bad happened to her. I don't know. I have no idea. Do I think the family is hiding? I don't know because I don't know them. Beer. You want a beer? Because that's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking a beer. Very rare for the queen to drink beer, but, you know, changing things up. I don't really care for beer, but anyway, I just decided a week ago, I'm going to try a little bit of beer. But there's a video about the guy who said she Venmoed money to. It was for a reading, but there's more to it. Well, how do you know there's more to it? How do you know? How do you know there's more to it? Is she alive? The guy said that his friend from Nigeria, I think, used his Venmo. It seemed like his friend is a scammer. The guy said his friend from Nigeria. Well, I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard anything about it. I went into Google search. Only thing they're talking about is just her text messages. The guy who Venmo it was is also disabled. Fell 13 feet on a concrete. Wolf, what are you talking about? You're confusing me. Well, where are you getting this information? Where are you getting this information from? The guy numbers connected to his paralyzed and can't hardly speak. There's an interview out there. Just tell me where to look it up. Well, I'm going to say this. Even if she got scammed by her phone, because that would be the option to get scammed by. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't fuck with that. I don't play his content. I'm going to say this because y'all like listening to anybody and everybody. Even if she got scammed by an African, a foreigner, whomever, she's still, what would that have to do with her not showing up to New York? That's why you hear the friend saying in the text message, well, just go buy you a ticket. You got money, go buy you another ticket. That's why this is all confusing. You either had money or she didn't have money. So you don't know. But if you get scammed right now, after your money, that don't have anything to do with you breathing. See, this is why I tell you, you got to pay attention. People get money stolen all the time. That has nothing to do with you breathing. The only time it affects your breathing is if you have a heart attack or a stroke from the information, or the people who stole your money were also with you. Checkmate. But you don't die because somebody stole your money. You would go try to find, number one, the police department to say, well, I got scammed. And if you say, well, I don't want to file a police report, I'm going to try to get my butt back where I came from. So in one of the text messages, she said she has her ID and her passport. Well, then where's her debit card and all of that? Don't hear any mention of that. So you don't know what's the truth. And then how stupid does that sound? Somebody disabled is friends with a scammer. So what are we saying? The disabled person don't know that the person's a scammer? And you haven't heard any of this on the news. Because why am I getting ready to tell this to other people and not the police? This is why I keep trying to tell you all about listening to he said and she said. Don't you think the police would repeat this? Hey, we made contact with somebody who thinks they know the person that scammed her out of her money. You haven't heard that from the news. But you heard it on YouTube. So what sense does it make to make it to YouTube, but not law enforcement? Oh my goodness. I'm dead. Sounds like stuff that's for attention to me. Once again, more YouTube madness. Now, what is this food talking about? This must be the week for people just trying to give Queen hell. Now, what is this person talking about? Huh? Oh, I don't have time for this. Haven't heard from this person God knows when. Not her texting stuff don't even make any sense. I swear to God, I'm going to change everything. New Year coming. Queen is getting ready to tighten her shit. What I said when I was cleaning out the jewelry and all that, I've laid out some other little jewelry. I wish I had some of you that live closer to the Queen. You could have came and picked up some of this stuff. Because I just dump stuff. I just don't care about stuff. Even some of the jewelry I had, I got lying out in a bag. I'm not wearing it. Just like I keep saying on TV, in these videos, you're not wearing it in a year, whatever. Get rid of it. Just throw it out. Don't look back. That's where I'm at. I just don't want to look at nothing. I just want the simplest of stuff. Change. Yeah, I need to change everything. Change the number. Just change everything. And maybe these people that's trying to hack me, scammers, quit calling my damn phone. Since we're talking about scam artists. Because they call every day. Every day. Working my nerve. Weird calls last Sunday. I've had just about enough of this telephone number. I'm getting rid of this telephone number. Where is Hannah Kobayashi? Where is she? Is she alive, deceased? Was she scammed? Did she meet with foul play in LA? Why is she traveling up and down the coast 1 hour away? It's an hour away from LA is a long way to travel by foot. So, well, your car, that's different. But by foot? Hell no. Now, people can say, well, they got public transportation, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being in a city I'm not familiar with. So you got to ask that question as well. Is she familiar with Los Angeles? Has she been to California before? See, all that's going to matter. Going an hour up the highway by a railroad system, train system, strange. Very strange. I thought the dad committing suicide was weird. Most missing kids, parents struggle to stay alive to look for their children. Exactly. I wonder why the police are not releasing the information regarding where last known whereabouts are. A train station, bus station. Did she buy a ticket? Well, you don't need a ticket for the railroad system there in LA. It's just you riding up and down the coast to go wherever the hell you're going. You know, it's just like anywhere, like from New York to Jersey to, you're traveling for whatever reason you're traveling for. So this is why I keep saying, you got to know who this lady is. In order to get to the truth about her, these text messages, you got to know her. And there's no such thing. So I can go on all day and say, that don't sound like her on here. That don't sound like him. Hell, Queen, Queen is one way today and she's another day tomorrow. Hell, one day I might talk like Diane Sawyer. The next day I'm talking like Lil' Kim. Shut your mouth. Yes, it's strange that dad killed himself. That's the first thing I said when he killed himself. I said, this is crazy. The story is wicked. Who kills himself? Because they can't find their daughter. You've given up? Hey, I hate to go here. Summer Wells, the father talking about the resurrection 2 weeks later. This guy's jumping off a damn building. Did you miss that? There's somebody out there that is a kindred spirit to Queen. And they're probably saying, Queen, I already know where you're going. You just don't want to say it. I say it in a way for you to put it together. Why would I jump off a building? Thank you, Mary. Why would I jump off a building? Because I can't find my child. My grown child. Not a 5-year-old, not a 6-year-old. And it's not to diminish the love for a child. Let me make that clear. But it's bizarre. And the timeline is all strange. I don't know where the story's going. That's why I don't really want to say what I want to say. I want to be real quiet. This is bizarre. Daddy kills himself. She hasn't been heard from. And it's now December 1st. Stay woke. Did the father meet with his daughter in LA? Checkmate. I bet somebody's out there saying, damn, Queen, did you just say what I think you said? Yeah, I said that. I ask all questions in order to make the story make some sense. Because it can't make sense because we don't know the people. But you don't have any more movement from this lady walking around, calling anybody, texting, Instagram, charging a phone, hotel. The daddy's dead. I'm just saying, make some sense out of it. Not lies, but make some sense, because I don't think you can, because we don't know her. I don't know why they don't release that picture they have from surveillance at the train station. I think at least a phone call was exchanged between them, possibly Jody. And so if she talked to her father, does somebody know that the father talked to his daughter? Because that would be even more of a mystery, that the father talked to her. I don't know what the hell's going on. And wanted nothing to do with him. Where are you getting that from, Jody? That's why I asked that question the other day. What was the relationship between she and her father? Did they get along, not get along? Was this young lady running away from her life? Had no intentions of going back to Maui. Stay woke. Is she a gullible type female? Green, too kind, too giving, believes anything people tells her. Stay woke. But she should be aware. Schemes, scams, date sites, people pretending to be this and that. Hey, send me some money. As I was just saying on the date site earlier before going live, I ain't sending you nothing, and a woman knows better. Don't send nobody nothing. Now, probably putting my foot in my mouth because I did something crazy this weekend, but I trusted the person, so it all worked out. But you can best believe I'm watching everything, accounts and all, because you don't know people. And just as quick as you think you know somebody, that's when you get hoodwinked. That's why I don't like fooling with bank accounts and all of those stuff and transferring shit and adding counts to each other. I don't like all that type of foolishness because it's just too easy to get yourself tangled up in some nonsense. If it's just ordering something off of Amazon, I don't order anything online. I don't want to order anything. That's how my bank account got compromised years ago, ordering that damn PAL box I got in here. First time ordering something, my account gets hacked. That's what I'm talking about. So I don't trust ordering stuff. A lot of you like to order stuff because it's cheaper. Well, you should know it's a price to pay for cheaper. It's all from China any damn way. Well, what's the difference? Don't mind me. They were estranged. Haven't talked to 7 months before she went missing. She kept going back to the airport. I wonder if she was sleeping there. I don't know, Nicole. Okay, so drum roll. Think about what you're saying. You have common sense to call someone, hey, I've been duped. I've been hoodwinked. I've been robbed. Can you please get together to send me some money to either go to New York or back to Maui? The answers are sitting right there in front of everybody. Nobody's listening. The answer is right in front of you. Why would I not go back to get a ticket from somebody if I don't have no money? My phone is still working. I'm going to call people to get money together to buy me a ticket, either to New York or back to Maui. Now that's sitting right in front of you guys. Anybody listening? I didn't hear anything. So this is what I had said about being hacked. Being hacked don't got nothing to do with me breathing. People get hacked every day. They're not dead. Hacking is through this and through this box here. But I'm breathing. So I'm going to say it again because somebody ain't listening. Don't make me say it. Why is she not calling people for money to help get her to and fro? Checkmate. There is your answer, okay? You take it however you want. That's why I always tell people, Listen. I should have been a school teacher. Listen. Listen. The truth is right in front of you. You have to listen. Running back and forth for what? Running up the highway an hour away to a bookstore. Running around the city, and you're supposed to be catching a plane. Make it make sense. Why? Why all this running around? I got to see this. So if the plane from New York is coming in a timely fashion, such as 30 minutes, an hour, 2 even at the most, you know not to leave that airport. Because LA is huge. Los Angeles is vast, the land. You are not going to leave that airport. I don't give a damn who say they out there. Hell no, I'm not leaving because I don't want to miss my damn flight. Checkmate. Is she on the missing and endangered? California, Hawaii, or anywhere? I don't know, Jody. She went back to the airport to see if her bags came back from New York. It's been reported. Okay. But think about what you just said, Eileen. Why would my bags be going back to LA? My bags would only go back if I ask for them to go back. Checkmate. The airport in New York don't know no more than what you specify. You are flying to New York. So when the bag gets there, it's just a bag. It's going to sit there in New York. Come on with it. Somebody ain't listening. See, y'all coming in here with all this, he said, she said. I'd rather hear it from the news. Not being disrespectful, but you're coming here with all this, he said, she said, what Pookie said, Ray Ray said. So I'm going to make you eat your own words because you know I'm queen. That's what I do. I make you think. Okay, Eileen, well, you answered your own damn question. So now you got to ask that if you believe what Eileen is saying. Why would she request for her bags to go back from where she's supposed to be going in the first place? Bingo card. I'm woke. Anybody hear bells? Lord, I miss my calling in life. I think I was studying the wrong things in school. I don't want to hear nothing about P. Diddy. I don't want to see no P. Diddy notifications. I think you're on the same page that the LAPD are on. Missed flight intentionally. They didn't think there was an abduction or trafficking. Thank you, sweetheart. See, the thing about family is the obvious. They want to hold you in the highest regard. These people want to hold her in the highest regard. That's what you do with people, okay? You like them, you love them. So you want to put them in the highest regard, even in their worst moments. Things they've done, said, whatever. So if the police are trying to tell you, we see something, hear something that's not proper, you don't want to hear that because you already have made up in your mind what you think has happened to the person. But you don't want to hear that they're telling you, I don't think what you think is the truth because I got a receipt. to say otherwise. Come on, Queen, preach. So I don't want to hear what the police got to say because I've already made up in my mind. It's this, this, and this. That's why I always tell you on this network, bring me a receipt. I don't do that he said, she said stuff. Bring Queen a receipt. And anybody talking on YouTube, that ain't a receipt to me. I'm just saying. Because if it's pertinent information, the police are going to be glad to put it out to the public. So all this shit about an African and a scheme and a friend of a friend, baby, come on. The news, the police are going to want to tell that. Oh, well, we know that she's been talking to someone. We have proof that her funds have been depleted. We've been looking at this, this, and this. We called the bank and they said, yeah, we've got movement after the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, so on and so forth. Come on. If you see the person, they was using her debit card. Woo! Preach, Queen, because somebody ain't listening. We can make out this person, we can make out this person going into a bank pretending to be her. We got this person at the ATM. Anybody following me? Okay. If she's notified the police that she is okay and missing by choice, the police do not have to tell us or her family anything if she is not missing and in danger. Well, I don't know if that's true because they have reported her missing. So the police has a right to come back to say, we made contact. Like the guy in Wisconsin, what did he do? He notified them by video because they tracked the female he's allegedly staying with, dating, whatever the hell the arrangement is. So he knew, well, I better go ahead and say something to stop this roller coaster ride that he started, mind you. So he sees, okay, they're looking for me. They thought I was dead. They're looking for me. They now know I'm alive. Come on with it, Queen. They now know I'm alive. So here's a video of me. I'm fine. Oops. You got me. I'm fine. You ain't got to look for me anymore. Sir, will you please come home, sir? Your wife's worried, sir. Your children miss you, sir. He's like, hell no. I'm not going back there. You're going to try to arrest me. Suit me up for charges. No, soup up charges for resources you wasted. Looking for me. Hell no, he's not coming back here. So now we have this Hannah situation. And a lot of he said, she said is starting. I'm not indulging in any of that because I just don't want to do that. All I'm saying, the story is bizarre because one, we don't know Hannah Kobayashi. We don't know the father who has killed himself. We don't know the sister. We don't know these friends. We don't know anything. All we know is she's missing and somebody has handed over text messages. She's been seen a few places, walking around the city. Father killed himself. Why? I don't know. It's the most bizarre part of the story. Besides her missing, we have a whole dead body now. So now they got to worry about burying the father, shipping the body from here to there. Just craziness. So that's why I want to be delicate in what I say because there's a death. Because there's a dead man. But we also got to figure out the dynamic between the dead man, the daughter, what was going on with the daughter back in Maui. Who is she really? Was she hacked, scammed? Because if you all want to come in here and play spades about luggage, New York don't got no reason to mess with that luggage. They ain't got no reason to ship it to North Carolina, Pookieville, or nowhere else unless somebody called saying, I'm such and such, such and such. Can you send the luggage back to such and such? So now you got to ask once again, if you believe that information, who is the person requesting the luggage to go back to wherever? Because if I'm missing, I can't request the luggage to go anywhere. Stay wild. And if she was unalive, they don't care anything about her damn luggage. So who would have more to gain about the luggage? The person who the luggage belongs to, which would be Hannah Kobayashi. So then you got to ask that question. Why would she want the luggage sent back if that was her intent to go to New York? So it's a puzzle within a puzzle. And I'm only saying this because of the information you all put in the chat about the luggage. I have no verification about no damn luggage. And I think the police would gladly tell that information. Hey, her luggage is coming back here. And we know somebody had to request it. So they're going to call. Who requested her luggage to go back? She did. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Unless a family member did it. Take your pick. She didn't make it to New York. Well, we want her luggage. So now we're going to ask that question. Did the family request her luggage to be sent back to LA? But then that don't make no sense because that ain't where she lives. She lives in Maui. The plot thickens. Very strange. Rose says no such thing as too many coincidences. Yeah. But I do believe that if she is alive and she contacted the police to say she's fine, she took off, she was mad at the world, whatever, they're going to tell the public because she's been reported missing. That is their obligation to the public and to the family to say she's okay. Because that means the police now is aiding a lie. So the police do have an obligation to tell us she's okay, as what they did with the guy in Wisconsin. Because then you're saying the police is signing off on fraud. They're being fraudulent with the public about making contact with someone missing. And that wouldn't be right. They do have an obligation to tell us she's okay. Because then that defeats the purpose of investigating. Stay woke now. I can't investigate something, but then know that the person is alive and well. That wouldn't make any sense. This is not interrogation where they lie to get the truth out of you. It's not the same thing. Let's see what's new and happening. 1 hour into this live stream. Thank you so much for joining the Vault Excel. Oh my God. This person. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hurry up, get rid of my damn phone number. Get out of here. These damn gnats keep crawling around in here. Get out of here. Can't even enjoy what I'm drinking. Cold as it is, shouldn't even be nothing flying around. It's crazy. Well, look at this person has a YouTube video. Spoiled, entitled Brat, ? Spiritual awakening, new sighting. Oh, Lord. I don't know what that's about. I'm not touching that.
It's Black Friday.
Hold on. I don't really know what to say. I guess I'm trying to keep my comments to myself. Okay, I've already shared that video.
Missing Maui woman is expressing disappointment and frustration with the Los Angeles Police Department over recent comments made about her disappearance. As Eddie Dowd reports, family members continue to believe Hannah is in distress.
The disappearance of 30-year-old Hawaii native Hannah Kobayashi continues to make national headlines. On Tuesday, LAPD's police chief released new information.
On Friday, November 8th, 23-year-old Hannah Kobayashi missed her connecting flight from LAX to New York, which the investigation determined was Hannah Kobayashi.
Hannah Kobayashi continues to make national headlines. On Tuesday, LAPD's police chief released new information.
On Friday, November 8th, 23-year-old Hannah Kobayashi missed her connecting flight from LAX to New York, which the investigation determined was intentional.
The Kobayashi family says LAPD's public announcement that Hannah had purposely missed her flight caught them off guard.
The way that it kind of seems like it's bending is that she did it on purpose and, she's just going out and about to do her own thing.
Her sister, Sydney Kobayashi, fears the new information might discourage people from searching for her. She's also disturbed that the police chief got the 30-year-old's age wrong.
23-year-old Hannah Kobayashi.
And to hear that and to not have had it run by our family, first and foremost, to even say that this is what they're determining, that she intentionally missed her flight, but to get her age wrong after that, it's very discouraging. I don't want to bash the LAPD. I don't want to discredit them if they are doing what we are hoping that they're doing. But at this time, it makes us feel very much more confused as to where they're at.
Sydney says she continues to believe that Hannah is in danger. One reason is because even if she decided to go off the grid, Hannah would have reached out after her father, who spent 13 days looking for her in Los Angeles, committed suicide.
My father's his passing, with it being so all over everywhere, in her right state of mind, she would have never ever thought to not reach out to anybody.
Meanwhile, LAPD says it intends to bring Hannah home.
Our hearts go out to the Kobayashi family during this unimaginable time of grief. We remain fully committed to locating Hannah and supporting the family as they navigate their way through this tragedy.
Meanwhile, her sister urges the public to remain vigilant.
We're really relying on the public to just really stand behind our family and not just dismiss it like it's another missing person's case, because it's not.
Eddie Dowd, Hawaii News Now.
A family.
Name, if she got the name right, age wrong. They're upset about her intentionally missing the flight. They're saying she didn't do that. But you gotta, oh, Lordy. How do they know she didn't intentionally miss the flight? It's not to be disrespectful to the family, but how do you know? Because you're saying, I know her. I know what she wouldn't do. I know how she would write a letter or a note or a text. But she was walking around the city and seen. It's not a doppelganger. You can look at the video and say, yeah, that's my sister. That's my friend. So you got to explain that. Why is this person walking around when they're supposed to be on a flight to New York? It's no disrespect to you, but you have to own that. And you can't own it because you don't understand why she's roaming around the damn city at that time of the video surveillance. Because once you find out that the plane was supposed to land in LA at a certain time, whatever the time was, it didn't make sense for her to leave the airport. People just don't leave the airport because the plane's coming an hour later, 2 hour later, 3 hour layover, whatever the layover is. I've never done it. I've flown from Knoxville to Charlotte to catch a flight to New Orleans, which was a very weird dynamic, to go up east, to go back down south. But it's the way the airlines is set up. So that's how I flew. Charlotte, and then New Orleans. And let me tell you, I had to book it in Charlotte, or I would have missed that damn flight. So that's what I'm saying. You got to make it make sense to put the story together. Layovers happen every day for various reasons. You don't leave the airport. I didn't leave Charlotte. Say what? When I flew back from New Orleans to get back here, my layover was what? In Dallas, I think? Texas. Queen wasn't running around Dallas, Texas. For what? Ain't lost nothing in Texas. The hell I look like? New Orleans, Texas. Sit there. Beautiful transition. I must admit, that was the best part of the damn trip, really. So when I went to Texas to catch that flight back to Knoxville, quiet. The part of the airport was quiet, serene. It wasn't a lot of people in the waiting area. Oh, I could have fell asleep, went to bed. The point is, Queen didn't leave Dallas, Texas. That's my damn point. I didn't leave Charlotte to go to New Orleans, and I didn't leave Dallas to come back home. I said what I said. And the layovers weren't long in Charlotte or Dallas. So short, long, it don't matter. What you doing going outside that damn airport? So that's what you all really need to be asking. Y'all repeating all this stuff in the chat. The one thing you ain't said, why did she leave the damn airport? Checkmate. Say it again, Quinn. I don't hear anything. Why did Hannah Kobayashi leave LAX? Curious if it's possibly drugs, a mental break, or she would just escape her life. What could have happened on a plane ride? Was it planned? So many questions. Yes, all good questions. Thank you, Nicole. I never left the airport on a layover, even when I had a 6-hour layover. Thank you, Mary. No, that's like a city, that airport. Exactly. Plus, if you left the airport, you'd have to go through TSA all over again, and that's going to take a long time. That makes no sense at all. Exactly, Mary. Thank you for saying that. I wouldn't be left out. No idea why. That's what I try to make you do when you come to this network. A lot of YouTubers don't work like how I work. Yeah, I'm tooting my horn. I'm Queen. I make you think about the information. It is not to say that the information is accurate. It is not to say that it's inaccurate. But I want you to think about what has been relayed to you. And I also want you to think about when things have been relayed by law enforcement. Can you at least say to yourself that there's possibly some truth in what they're saying because they've already investigated it? Bingo card. They've already investigated that portion of the story to bring you a rendering. So it doesn't matter what I think or what the family thinks. It's what they've proven. And if they've talked to airport staff that will verify, yes, that lady stood in front of me and she said this, and this, then what is there to argue about? You only want to argue because you don't want to accept the information that they're bringing you, that she possibly did miss it intentionally, because that's the one thing the family needs to own. She did leave the airport. Nobody was holding a gun to her head. Nobody was pushing her out of the door. Nobody was dragging her out of there. So maybe she had a spiritual awakening when she was on her flight to LA. Maybe she had a spiritual awakening on the flight when she got off, sat in her chair. I don't know, because I don't know her. I just know this is a very bizarre story. And you are damn right about reloading back into that airport. Who would want to go through all that trouble? Because LA is huge. And when I heard that she went, when I read that just now, 1 hour up the highway, and then got to get back to the airport, run back in the airport and do all that checking and all that. Oh, hell no. Hell no. You're not going to want to do that for that reason alone. Even if you were curious. Well, I'm in LA. I got an hour. I got 2. You got to use logic. How big the city is. Traffic. Going back and forth. That's just not something you would want to do just because you wouldn't want to miss the flight going to New York. So let's say the flight from New York was coming 2 hours later from the time you touched down in LA. You got to use common sense. Well, if I go over here and go through this, run out the airport, catch a Uber, catch a train, catch a dolly, catch a trolley, whatever you're on, how long is it going to take to get out of this airport, literally to the front damn door, then wait to catch the ride out, then the ride to the place? Hell no. There's possibly more to the story. And I think it's more to the story that the family is not willing to accept. And that is their choice. That's their choice. Because in the end, as I have always said on this network, the truth lies at the beginning of the story. Not the middle, not the end, but at the beginning. And the beginning is Maui to LAX. That's your beginning. That's your beginning. The mindset of her on the plane from Hawaii to Los Angeles. Her mindset when she stepped off the plane in Los Angeles. Her mindset to walk out of that airport into no man's land, okay? Into no man's land. To hunker down in that wild-ass city for whatever reason. And another thing that was said in the text messages that none of you are talking about in the chat, why would she tell her friend or relative, I may have to go to a shelter? Why would you need to go to a shelter when we would get money to help you get a plane ticket back here? You call New York to get your damn luggage, or you go to New York and we help you get back while you navigating trying to get your identity back intact. Stay woke, everybody. That's where this story makes no sense. Someone's hacked my identity, but I'm still running around this city that I don't know anybody, don't know anything. But then I help somebody who I thought I loved. Make it make sense. Then I'm talking about going to a shelter instead of one going back home or to New York. That's where there's a problem right there. And that shows me her mindset isn't proper if we're to believe the text messages. And then that's the other problem. Are the text messages from Hannah Kobayashi? I don't see anything new in here. It's a very strange, bizarre story. That's the latest. That they believe, police believe she intentionally did not board the New York flight. So that's why I said you have to talk to the people in the airport. What did she say to them? What was the conversation? Why did she walk out the airport? Why was she walking around LA? Is it true that she was hacked? Does she have money depleted, stolen from her account? Somebody hacked her accounts? What's the truth? And if I'm to believe what was said in the chat about the luggage situation, don't know if that's true or verifiable. I've heard none of that from law enforcement or any of the content that I've read. Somebody had to request that luggage to return wherever. Nobody's going to send your luggage anywhere. They will put it in a holding spot in the airport if unclaimed. But they're not going to walk around trying to find you. They don't do that in airports, to my knowledge. Hey, let me go try to figure out why this luggage is still sitting here on the turnstile. It'll go round and around and around till somebody realizes, okay, that thing's been going around and around for some time. Let's take this luggage to the lost and found or unclaimed. Stay woke. That's my content. But I do find it bizarre that the father would kill himself. I find that very strange. So that's why I said, who was this father? What was his disposition? Did he get along with the daughter? Vice versa. Did they have problems? If so, why weren't they speaking or not talking? What's the truth? Where is her mother? I haven't heard anything about her mother. Where is their mother? Is the mother alive, deceased? Where is the mother of this young lady? That's my content. I want to thank you for joining me. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful week. I will post a movie of the week after this live stream, and I'll probably put up a poll pertaining to this young lady. If you believe this is a ruse, if you believe it's mental, what you believe, you're entitled to put your comment under the video. I do not know where she is. I don't know her mental state. Don't know the relationship with her family, the father. Don't know why he killed himself. But I do find it strange that he did. But I also know the truth lies at the beginning of the story. And the truth is that that lady walked out of that airport for a reason. Now you have to decide why she walked out. Was it on purpose? Middle break? Delusional? Hacked? Not hacked? What happened to this lady? What has happened to her? Is she alive? Is she deceased? Or is she somewhere held up on her own accord because she got tired of her life in Maui and she checked out? But as I said, if you look at the text messages, reading them, they're strange because I'm not getting ready to go stay in a shelter when I was already in an airport. That airport has shelter. May not have a bed, but it's shelter. So that's why I said the truth is when she got off the plane from Maui. That's where your truth lies. Why did she get off in LA to only go out? So she didn't take any luggage, allegedly. You only see her with maybe a backpack or something. So that means she didn't carry no big suitcase, no whatever. And that's another thing you need to also ask. What was in her luggage that she took on this trip? 1 bag, 2 bags? How many bags did she check in? See, I ask all the questions because that's where your truth lies. Who she was talking to before she went to LA? Her mindset. She seemed happy, jolly that she's going on this trip. She talked about it for a month, blah, 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 blah. But something can change between October and November. And a lot changed in November, as you can see. Because you have to know who she is. And frankly, there is no knowing someone. You can only speak of the perception they portrayed. Happy-go-lucky, freestyle, blah, 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 friendly, do anything for you. But it does not mean that the young lady was happy with her life, happy with self, didn't have mental problems, schizophrenia. See, you got to know all those things. And nobody's going to walk around and say, hey, my name is Hannah. By the way, I'm schizophrenic. Hey, I'm depressed. Hey, I'm mentally inept on some things. Hey, I'm easy to be taken advantage of. Who tells that about themselves? Nobody. Rarely do people just really come out and tell you, hey, this is how I'm feeling about myself today. I feel crummy. I feel horrible. I'm mad. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I'm miserable. I'm bitter. I'm a bitch. I'm vengeful. All the things that you're going to be judged. Nope, can't tell people that. No, I can't tell people I feel like this. So you got to know her. And you don't fully know anyone. Maybe they don't know her family, her friends. Maybe she had a mental break. Maybe she planned this all along. Oh, I'm going to make everybody think I'm going to New York, but I'm never going to go to New York. I have no plans of getting on that second airplane. I'm just going to walk around and live off the land. So since she talked about going to a shelter, that's where law enforcement needs to start looking. On the streets of LA, Skid Row, and any shelters for this young lady, at least within an hour of travel time. She may be just doing that. She's in a shelter. Maybe she wanted to see what it's like. I don't know. Hey, the friend sent a text, hey, you got a home. Just book a flight. Well, maybe she felt like that wasn't her home. Hawaii wasn't her home. She didn't feel loved. I don't know, because I don't know her plight. I don't know her journey. But the truth is when she got off the plane. And obviously police have found something to say that she intentionally did not board her flight. And I'm assuming she said something to the airline ticket persons in LA. You see, when she returned from her little city hiatus and she went back to the airport, she may have made her provisions when she returned into that airport, what she was going to do with herself, which was not to go back to Maui and not to go to New York. Thank you, sweetheart. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video. Take the polls on my community page. Prayers for this family because they need our prayers. Prayers that this young lady is alive and well somewhere. And prayers for answers and the truth. As I said, what will be disturbing if this is a ruse and this is all for attention and her father has killed himself. Or she's had a mental break or going through something. It's still going to be jacked up either way. I don't know the truth. I just know this is a bad situation. And LA is not somewhere you want to be wandering around alone as a woman. Either mentally inept or you got all your faculties. LA ain't that kind of place. And it's definitely not a place to be staying in a shelter or staying on the street. But the police have gathered something. And maybe they do know more than what people want to accept. So the family needs to think about that. You know, sorry they didn't get her age right. But they may know more than what you think they know. And that's because they've talked to people. And you won't know that because you have not touched down soil to talk to the people that the police has spoken with. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $McAngie129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Follow me on the Newsbreak app where I give similar commentary. And I will be back with an update to this story. The next live stream is John Benet Ramsey. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty to what happened to this small child almost 30 years ago. Who unalived this child? Was it a cover-up by family members for somebody else they know? Allegedly, they were cleared through DNA as being suspects. But there's a lot that still doesn't add up in that storyline. Pertaining to the ransom amount on the note was the exact amount that Mr. Ramsey received as a bonus from his job. Make it make sense. No breaking, no entering into the home. Botchy evidence gathered by law enforcement People coming and going in and out of the house. Crazy 911 call from the mother. Call drops. Why? We're going to talk about it. JonBenet Ramsey, next live. Thank you for your time. God bless all of you. Thank you for those who came in this live stream, those new to this channel. Hit that like button and sub. Thank you. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you so much. God bless all of you. Happy holidays. Be safe shopping. Wherever your surroundings. Don't go to people's cars, trucks, vans, in the dark, in the light. Don't follow people anywhere. Watch each direction, getting in and out of your car, going and coming. Somebody's following you from the parking lot. Park your car in a well-lit area and then call 911. Don't put things outside that shows what you purchased, such as boxes. Be careful what you post on social media. Leave your lights on inside your house, outside your house when you're shopping or going to be traveling, going away. And be careful what you say inside of stores and public places about what you've purchased and bought, because you never know who's listening. And especially if you're riding public transportation, such as trains, buses, Ubers, you need to be very careful as well, because you don't know who's listening to your conversation and who is watching you. This is the time for piracy and also robberies. So please be aware of your faculties and watch your tongue, because people don't know no more than what you tell them, what you repeat. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. You've been listening to the Vault XL. Thanks. Have a good week. Happy holidays.